keep rolling. So tonight we're going to be looking at etiquette at the same time, but much more importantly, we'll be looking at loyalty. Loyalty is key. It's one of the major character a protocol should have. It is one of the character a protocol should have. Do not forget we've established that this Monday broadcast, Monday sessions, and the Barricade Academy is not only for those of us in the protocol, industry, or those of us serving as protocol, in our various organizations, or, we've been able to establish that protocol is a way of life. Everyone is a protocol officer. That's why if you're a Christian here, even if you're a Muslim, a Christian, let's look for example, a Christian, there's a protocol to a Christian, talking to God. There's a protocol to a Muslim also talking to God. So even religion has protocol in it. Everything is protocol involved. Protocol is a way of life. Protocol is part of life. And we've been able to establish, that being an executive assistant, you're a protocol officer. Being, a special assistant, you're a protocol officer. Yes, because you do some things, you do the work of a protocol. That's the truth. So even as a protocol officer, the truth about it also, you are an executive assistant. Yes, you are a personal assistant. You are one of the aides, of this top executive or this top government person. So loyalty is key. Loyalty is key. So tonight, we're going to be looking at loyalty and etiquette. But one thing, why I'm going to connect etiquette to loyalty, and this is what I want to say. One of the, etiquette of a protocol officer, what do you think if you follow your principal to a particular function? You follow your principal to a particular function, and when you got to the function with your principal, you saw someone else you had always admired from afar. Follow my line of thoughts tonight. You followed your principal to a function, and then when you got to the function, you saw a person, you saw a VIP, a public person, a government person, it all depends. You saw this person that you've always wanted to meet this person. What do? Now, we've seen protocol. Okay, can somebody answer the question? What do you do? Can we quickly have someone to answer that question? You can type the answer. I've not told you how we are selecting who is going to win the one slot we are giving out tonight. I've not told you. So you cannot tell when we are going to choose who this slot will go to. So you want to take advantage. What will you do if you follow a principal to a function? You follow a principal to a function, and at that function, you saw someone you so much love, you so much admire, is a mentor from afar, you've not met with him before. What do? Someone says you do not speak to that VIP unless you're spoken to. Ambition Frame, okay? Kufil 136 says you don't switch loyalty. Okay. Who else want to say something? Now, what will you do? This one, okay, Greater Grace says, I will focus on my principal. Fantastic. The three answers are right. You don't switch loyalty. You don't refocus your focus from your principal to this other person. Rather, what you do is, there's nothing you can do. That's the truth. There's just nothing you can do there. This is a true life story of a particular principal that said he went on a function with a protocol officer, and this protocol, when they got to this function, this person saw someone he's been looking forward to meet with this person. So meeting with this person, so what did he do? Guess what? He left his principal to go and greet this other person. I think that was not right. That wasn't right. Etiquette says you stay with your principal. Even if your principal is the lowest, in the cadre of that particular function, what's it called? What's this word? You were there because he took you along. So you were there because he took you along. So if he had not asked you to go with him, there's no way you would have, gotten to that particular place. And of course, there's no way there's no way, you would have been able to see this person. So etiquette there, the etiquette of a protocol, a good protocol officer, you stay with your principal, no matter who this person is. I've had, such examples, such scenarios, life scenarios, where I've gone with someone somewhere, and I've seen people that I really appreciate. I've been looking forward to meeting with them. They could even help my business, they could help my work, they could do this, they could do that. But trust me, I never for once left whoever I went with. I stayed with that person. So we are looking at loyalty. Now, loyalty is what every one of us need. Everyone needs to know about loyalty. And we all know about loyalty, but just that also, we Atika Brand, good to have you here. Thank you for joining tonight. Debbie Bello, good to have you. Yeah. Victor Amplified as a 7-star protocol, your focus is on your principal. Fantastic. Now, what loyalty is key. Loyalty is a core course for everyone in life. Yes. And you could really tell about loyalty if you're a politician. Yeah, if you're a politician and you join a particular party, I won't be mentioning names tonight. You join a particular party, to win your election, and after you've gotten the election, you got the seat, you got the vote, you got everything, you've been elected, and the next thing you did was to switch, party. It was a switch party. Does that show that you're a loyal person? Now, what is loyalty? We're going to be talking about loyalty in the sense within, an executive assistant, personal assistant, senior special advisor, whatever office you are occupying. We're going to be talking about loyalty, etiquette in the sense of loyalty, to our principal. So let's start. What is loyalty? Now, I checked the dictionary and online, and I saw that loyalty is a strong feeling of support or allegiance. Loyalty is a strong feeling of support or allegiance. As a protocol officer, as a close protection officer, as an executive assistant, as this, even as the head of state of a country, your loyalty is to the constitution you've sworn and the people. Yes, the people. That elected you and those that did not elect you. Everyone in that country are your constitution. They are your constituency, in the sense that you've got to be loyal to everyone. That's the truth. Now, so if we say loyalty is, if you can see that loyalty goes all around that way, now can we bring loyalty to the point, to protocol, to close protection? Now, loyalty in close protection says, this is your client. Your client is Mr. B. Now, if Mr. B is your client, your allegiance, your loyalty, your strong feeling, everything about you at that point in time, throughout your stay with this particular VIP, your allegiance is to that person. Yes, your allegiance is to that person. Now, in close protection, let me tell you something. Thank you, those of you that are just joining us. In close protection, let me tell you something. The bodyguard, that's the BG, or the PPO, the personal protection officer, or you can just give it any name you want to call it. This person your principal does not take a bullet first. You take the bullet first before your principal takes. Can I say that again? In close protection, it is, you can imagine. So when you are charging in close protection, you better charge well. But there's no amount of charges that can pay for your life. But the truth about it there is that in close protection, you don't allow your principal, you don't allow your VIP to take the bullet. You take the bullet for your principal. The same thing also in protocol. The same thing also if you are an executive assistant, if you are a personal assistant. The same thing also if you are a senior special advisor. Fill in the blanks. Trust me, if you are a receptionist, yes, if you are a cleaner, yes, whoever you are, loyalty there says, I my allegiance is sworn to this particular person. I take the bullet for them. Now, ask yourself this question. When last did you take the bullets for your principal? When last did you take the bullets for your principal? Now, I'm going to say something sensitive tonight, but trust me, this is it. Imagine your principal saying, tell this person I'm not available. And you say, hey, no, I cannot say that. Sir, you are available. Now, your principal just said you should tell this person you are not available. Loyalty there says, your allegiance there says, you do what your principal says you do. Now, does that mean if your principal says you should put your hand in the fire, you do it? Can we answer that question? Sometimes we do. Yes, that's the truth. Loyalty means a strong feeling. Cap Guy Mobile, thank you for joining us tonight. Welcome, sir. A strong feeling or allegiance. Your allegiance is to this person. And that goes back to the second P in the 4 Ps of protocol. That goes to the second P, in the 4 Ps of protocol, which I've told you before, which is what? Protection. A loyal protocol officer is the one that protects his principal to the core. When your principal is taking, all the shit on social media, you take it with him. When your principal is down, sincerely speaking, you are there to lift him up. That is what loyalty is. Loyalty says you die with your principal. Loyalty says, now let me tell you the truth about it. Is the principal supposed to be loyal to the protocol? We've seen cases, can we quickly, this is a life scenario now. Should the principal be loyal back to the protocol? Yes. Loyalty ought to be vice versa. Loyalty ought to be vice versa. But I'm going to say a strong thing tonight. Even when your principal is not loyal to you, you should remain loyal to him. Hello? Even when your principal is not loyal to you 100%, you should remain loyal to this person. Now, why did I say that? There's a law of life that says what you sow, you will reap. So if a principal is not loyal to you, don't sow disloyalty back. Did you hear that? Do not sow disloyalty back, because now when we get to on the judgment day, or life will not say that it was because this person did this, that was why you did that. Right? Loyalty is very, very key. And it doesn't matter whatever cadre, whatever office you are in, trust me, you've got to be loyal to your principal. And that takes us back to the scenario I created earlier, which says, if you follow your principal to a particular program, what do? When you see someone else higher than your principal, you've loved this person afar off, you've always wanted to meet with this person, so what do? Do you switch loyalty and go to greet the person? No, a capital N-O. You remain with your principal. I'm going to create like 2 more scenarios tonight, and I would like us all to answer. Now, the first scenario I'm going to create is, now, imagine if your principal is, your principal calls a member of your team underneath you. Now, there's a protocol team, for example. Now, your principal calls someone that is a member of the team and bypassed the head of the department. He bypassed the head of the department and he calls someone else in that team, to give that person a particular assignment. So, what do you think the person should do? What do you think the person should do? Did you get a question? The question is, your principal, you are the head of department, head of protocol, director of protocol, chief of protocol to your principal. Now, for one reason or the other, your principal begins to, relate with someone else in your team underneath you, to give him, assignment, operations, and all those kind of stuffs without your knowledge as the head of department without your knowledge as the director of protocol, without your knowledge as the chief of protocol. You can just fill in the blanks. Or without your knowledge as the chief of staff. What do you think the person that the protocol, the principal is relating to, what should you do? Can we have someone to talk about that? Shows act of distrust to the protocol. What if the principal shows act of distrust to the protocol? The person report directly to the principal. Very true. He should tell the head of protocol the assignment given to him. It shows loyalty to the head of protocol. Now, personally, I can't answer. Personally, I can't. The question the decision of my principal. We all serve at the pleasure of the boss. If he deems it fit to give him that assignment, that's fine by me. Now, I like your school of thought, and I'm going to stay as with that school of thought, ambition frame. That's very true. You cannot question the decision of your principal. We all serve at the pleasure of our boss. Can I say something here? This is very good. When you are serving a particular person, trust me, don't have any interest. Did you get that? When you are serving someone, or you have a boss in your office, or whatever, do not have interest in anything. Now, someone said every man is naturally selfish. That everyone is naturally selfish. The moment you have interest, trust me, you are going to choose your interest over the principal's interest. The moment you've got interest, you are going to do what? Choose your interest over the principal's interest. So whenever you are in any office, you are serving anyone, someone appointed you as his head of protocol or whatever the case may be, trust me, one way that will help you not to walk in error is if you do not have any interest. If you make the principal's interest your interest. Can I say that again? Make the principal interest your interest. Now, so going back to answer that question, if the principal decides to relate with a junior officer in your team and does not inform you, does not deem it fit to tell you, that's okay. Trust me, that is fine. That is okay. That is okay. You do not question his authority. You do not begin to walk in distrust or hatredness, and that's how the devil comes in most of the times, and when you have the opportunity to stab your principal, then you stab him because of what? You've allowed some kind of, what do we call this thing? You've allowed some kind of, your ought, and you've been carrying this ought all around. You've been carrying it everywhere. So if you're not careful, any opportunity to stab your principal, you're likely to do so. Now, that's why as whoever you are, at that point in time, do not have any interest of your own for anything. Make your principal's interest your interest. Can I say that again? Make your principal's interest your interest. Now, what happens to the protocol that was called and given that assignment? Trust me, loyalty to who should we be loyal to? The first thing is, if you are not loyal to God, you cannot be loyal to a man. Can I say that again? If you are not loyal to God, there's no way you can be loyal to a man. So when I say you are loyal to God, I mean that if you don't follow what God says we should all do, then there's no way you can follow a man. You cannot follow God. If you can't follow God, you cannot follow a man. So the best way to operate is to follow God. What does God's word says? God is the ultimate person we should all be loyal to. Yeah, God is the ultimate person we should all be loyal to. Why? After God, right? When it gets to your work, of course, it's your work. It's your line director, your team head. Now, so this is going to, don't misunderstand what I'm saying, and I hope you get me. The chief of protocol must not be ought, because we all serve at the pleasure of the principal. However, the protocol that was called and given that assignment, trust me, in loyalty Loyalty. Because you can't be loyal to the number one if you jump number 5. Okay, no. So what you should do if you fall in that category is you call your head of team, the head of protocol. You call, sir, I've been given this assignment by the principal to do this and that and that. That's it. Trust me, if you don't do that, if the principal is really tired of his chief of protocol or whoever, he should fire him. He should have fired him. So whatever makes your principal not to fire that person, it means that person is still meeting some needs in his life. It means that person is still, that person is still of interest to him. Now, so if that person is not fired and you don't carry that person along, when they are sitting down, to do anything, maybe board meetings or whatever, who's going to be the one to, talk well of you? Because if you are not loyal to that, your team lead, trust me, there's no way you will be loyal. It means you have a character deficient already. If you are not loyal to your team head and you want to be loyal to the number one, you don't jump protocol. You don't jump it. There is an order of precedence. What did I say? There's an order of precedence that ought to be followed in protocol. Protocol has order of precedence. In the government circle, that's why we must not jump protocol. You will not see them jump protocol. Loyalty is to the president at the same time. That's why the speaker, even though the speaker is the speaker of the Federal House of Representatives, right, his loyalty is still to the party and president. The party, then the president. The party, there's always a precedence, order of precedence. So if you are a protocol, trust me, you don't jump hierarchy. You are supposed. Loyalty says, I will tell. Now, if the principal and the head of protocol or the boss or the chief of staff, if they have issues, that's their own cup of tea, right? But loyalty says, I will not jump loyalty. You are my direct boss. I will tell you, sir, I've been directed to do this by our boss. Now, I do believe if the chief of protocol, like I said, do not have any interest of yourself. The moment you do have interest, trust me, you are going to choose your interest over the company's interest. The moment you have an interest, you will choose your interest over the organization's interest. Because of what? It's been proven to say every man is naturally selfish. So as a protocol, whichever office we are in, when you are serving someone, when the organization does not belong to you, you don't have any interest of yourself. You protect the interest of the number one. However, it is different for the other protocol junior officer. The junior protocol officer must, as a sign of loyalty, talk to his team head, right, about it. You're supposed to do so. Yes. Then what do you do next? Of course, he would not say you should not do it. And a wise person definitely will not go and fight the boss, because we all serve at the pleasure of the principal, which is our boss. I do hope you understand that in loyalty. So loyalty is very, very key. Now, a protocol officer, an executive assistant, a receptionist, put any cadre, any job title we want to call it tonight, that is existing in the world today. Trust me, every one of us must have loyalty. Loyalty, we must be loyal to the organization. We must be loyal to our bosses. It's very key. But do not forget what I said. You don't jump hierarchy. Trust me, if you do, you'll be used and dumped. What did I say? If you jump hierarchy in the sense that you jumped your direct team lead, and you start to relate with someone else that is above, because you feel you are enjoying favor from this person because this person calls you directly. Trust me, at the end of the day, you will be the one to lose. Because you have also told that person, that principal that called you, you've told that person you are having loyalty deficiency. Yes, everyone likes to be called by the number one. Everyone likes to be called by the number one. Because most times we always think, working with the number one is the greatest deal. Fine, it's a very great deal. But if you are not yet there, then don't sow a bad seed, right? Because that person also will not trust you. So loyalty is very key. How many of us got that tonight? Well, the truth about it is that the Constitution says the speaker, they should serve as check and balance. But the honest truth, the president is the leader of the party. As this, I'm talking about the Constitution of Nigeria, for example. The president is the leader of the party, and the truth about it is there's a really, really little the speaker, the Senate president can do, except they are on different sides. However, now that this part, I need to talk about this part. This part of, does that now mean you become a rubber stamp because of loyalty? No, that doesn't make you to be a yes sir person. Or because now if you see something bad that your principal is doing, if you see something that is not, that your principal is doing, you just keep quiet, now you're not helping the matter. Loyalty does not mean that we overlook those things. I've said it severally, and I think I've said it on this platform as well, that's where diplomacy comes in. Diplomacy comes in there, when at the end of the day, you are able to tell your principal, you look, everyone has a soft time, a soft moment when they will come down from their high horse. You take advantage of such moments, to say, sir, and I felt that what we did the last time about this thing, I felt it was not really, really appropriate. I felt it wasn't that nice. Oh, tell me something. Now, can I say something to you? Can I give you a true life story? Myself and a particular aide, a particular principal. I have several principals. I travel with this particular principal. He has one of his aides with him, and when we got to the place, this aide said, "Wow, that organization is ours," and I was like, "Oh, really? That organization is ours?" He said, "Yes, that it belongs to the boss," and I was like, "Oh, fantastic." I don't want to give you too much of details. Now, when and I said, so what are we doing about it? Why is it that we've not been there? Why is it that we're not helping them since it belongs to the organization we all serve in? So when the principal came out, I said to him, "Sir, I think we should go to this organization. This is your organization. We should be at this particular place." So guess what? He didn't like it because he didn't want to go there. So it was like, no, don't tell me that. And I said, and the other aide looked at me and smiled. I was like, I told you to drop this thing, and you would not. Guess what? When the principal went back in, and this other aide was telling me, I told you shouldn't have told the boss. You shouldn't have said that to the boss. I said, see, let me tell you something. Drop the seed. Sow the seed of the truth. The conscience of your boss will be the one to talk to him later. You say the truth. Never be part of those, that kill something. Never be part of it. Never be part of what is wrong. Never be part of it. Never be part of it. So what did I do? I said, sir, I think you should do this. Now, he didn't like it. Yeah, but that's okay. I have said what I get to say. Now, the next thing is conscience. And that was it. Trust me, about 15 minutes after, this particular principal came back and he said, so Demola, you were saying I should do this? I said, yes. Yes. The truth will always win. The truth will always win. Do not forget, some of the take-homes before we go to the next thing we're going to talk about tonight is do not have an interest of your own when you are in somebody else's organization. Serve at their interests. What did I say? Serve at their interests. Because we've been able to establish the fact that they said every man is naturally selfish. So if you have an interest, you are likely to go with yours. The second thing is 100%, if you are not loyal to God, you cannot be loyal to a man. I said it, if you are not loyal to God, you cannot be loyal to a man. So let the word of God, whatever God you are serving, be the final, be your constitution. Serve at their interest. Then if you are not loyal to God, you can't be loyal to a man. So the way to confirm if you are still loyal is to check, are you loyal with God? Are you fine with God? Right. After that is done, then you can now say loyalty to your principal. And do not forget, I said it's part of the second, the second P of the P's, the 4 P's to protocol, which is protection. Which is you protect your principal at all costs. It doesn't matter what is going on. It doesn't matter what it is. See, can I say something? I've seen people that said people switch loyalty in the middle of crisis. It's inappropriate. It's inappropriate. Stay with your principal. Fight through if you need to, at that point. Fight through. Fight through. Fight through. Fight through. Now, fight through. What did I say? Fight through with your principal. That is the time to stay with him. That is not the time to leave your principal. Stay there. Fight through. However, also do not forget, let's be a protocol, be an executive assistant, be a personal assistant that says the truth. That's what says the truth. Look for when your principal would have come down from his high horse, right? And you can tell your principal, sir, with the best of highest level of diplomacy, sir, with all due respect, I really love you, sir. I appreciate what you're doing. Thank you for everything you're doing. But sir, I felt we shouldn't have handled that case like that. Definitely at that particular point in time, he's going to say, so tell me something. He will relax. He will pull back and say, hey, really? What do you mean? Tell me more about it. That is how you influence power. That is how you are influential. That is how you begin to change the mindset of your principal, right? Because of what? You said the truth. You said the truth. So that is so important. Tonight also, so loyalty is very, very key. Loyalty is very key. I would like to take 1 or 2 questions before we go through to the next thing. Now, so we've said we've been able to establish a fact tonight. We've been able to establish the fact tonight, that loyalty is key, and it doesn't matter what. Stay with your principal. Loyalty says a strong feeling of support. So I want you to put yourself on a scale of 10. What would you say on that scale that you are with your principal? Whether you're a protocol officer, whether you're a personal assistant, whether you're this or that, what would you say? Do you have a strong feeling of support for your principal, or you don't? If you don't, then it's time for you tonight, to begin to switch. Now, I've seen protocol, serve in places where I've seen protocol. You can relate to that in the movie you watch, London Has Fallen. Fantastic. That I've seen protocol where I was going to say something. I've seen protocol, that has done the otherwise. Has done the otherwise. By I said something, and let me repeat it again. If the principal and his chief of protocol have issues, leave them to solve their issues. Don't go into it. Trust me, you're going to burn your fingers. Okay, the second thing I'm going to say tonight, we're looking at etiquette, but we just looked at the etiquette, loyalty as as a major part. Someone is asking, what are the 4 P's, sir? Now you need to come for the training to get the remaining 3 P's. You need to come for the training. You need to register for the making of a 7-star protocol officer. It's a professional protocol online course. It's a professional, protocol online course, and it will be good. It will do you a lot of good. It will do you a lot of good. There are about 12 modules, that we're going to be looking at. Trust me, when you graduate from that course, from that class, you'll be a high flying, protocol. Okay, the one more thing we're going to do tonight, etiquette. Etiquette says you don't make demands. Do not make demands on your principal's guests. Did you hear that? Do not make demands on your principal's guests. I've seen protocols, that you guess what? If they are appointed detailed to serve a particular principal, and they start to ask the principal, or you start to engage the principal. Well, I've seen that severally, and I've always, it's very inappropriate. It's very inappropriate. Trust me, as a protocol officer, we are not supposed to even engage our principal's guests. We're not supposed to engage them. How much does it cost to enroll? Okay, how much does it cost to enroll the making of a 7-star protocol on course? Is a professional protocol online course. It's 30,000 naira. It's going for 30,000 now. But by the 31st of May, that's for early bird. If you register between now and the 31st of May, you have the early bird price, which is 30,000. From the 1st of June, the fee goes to 50,000. The fee is 50,000. Now, if you are in Nigeria, that's naira. If you are outside Nigeria, I think that should be going for about $77, and I think $120 thereabout. You can just check. You can check our page after this session. You're going to see it. Now, I said something that you shouldn't do. What? What is it? I said you shouldn't make demand. You shouldn't make demands on the guests of your principal. It's an etiquette that we all need to embrace. Now, it's not a time for you to start engaging that person, while you are taking the person somewhere or whatever. It's not. Even if the person talks to you, what do? You answer a close-ended conversation, not open-ended. Open-ended is they said, so what's that place? That place we just passed now. What's that? That's open-ended is that was done by this particular president in 2015. That was when this president built it. You're not a good protocol that way. In every question asked to you, you answer with a close-ended, one sentence that closes it. What's that? Oh, that is so. Simple. Don't add to it. Don't do board mass on it. Then you now do bracket of division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. Don't do board mass on it. Just answer the question close-ended. What's your name? It's not the time to say, oh, my parent named me Ademola. We all know your parent. It's your parent that named you Ademola. You don't need to say that. So as protocol officers, one of the etiquette, don't make demands. Don't make demands on your principal's guests. And don't engage in discussions. Don't engage in discussions, with them. Someone is asking, any group discount for large groups? Sure. Please send us a mail. We're going to attend to that. So do you understand what I'm saying? You don't make demands on your principal's guests. At the same time, ensure you have a close-ended conversation. Oh, can you tell me about so? Just go straight to the point. Make your answer a one sentence. What do I say? One sentence. One sentence. It's not the time to say, oh, yes, and it was when General President Olusegun Obasanjo was in power when he was sworn in 1999. That was when he started it. He couldn't finish it. What concerns you with all of that? You don't have to go open-ended, right? One of the things a protocol we must all learn to do, executive assistants and all the likes, we should talk little, talk less. Did you hear that? Talk less. Talk less. Don't talk too much. Talk less. Yes, you cannot afford to. You even know the history more. No. It's just talk less, and do not forget. I've seen cases where some protocol officers would say, sir, you have a good bag. And the man says, oh, do you want to? He say, yes, I wouldn't mind if you give me. That's inappropriate. That's inappropriate. that's inappropriate also. Yes, do not forget that this person is going to rate your principal based on your conduct. Yes, your principal's guest would raise, is going to place your principal on a level based on how you relate with him. Right. I've been in situations, when I went to pick a particular guest, with a private jet, and while we were airborne, this guest would say, started to engage me, wanted to talk, and I'm like, we have like 55 minutes, 55 minutes for the flight. I was like, oh my God. Oh, guess what? Any question this person asks, I say, sir, it's in the event brief. It's in the event brief. It's in the event brief. It's not the time to say, yes, so that was how, and no. Talk less. Do not engage the person, right? Refer, and, the ones that are not in the event brief, what do you do as a protocol officer, as an executive assistant, as a personal assistant? What do? The moment you touch down, right, send a detailed report of all these questions this guest had asked you, that you have always said, it's in the report, it's in the event brief. Send all these questions to your principal, through, of course, your head of department, and your head of department will forward it straight to your principal, so that they can do what? They can answer all these questions, that the principal is asking. Now, you should also know that as protocol officers, as executive assistants, and fill in the blanks, there's a limit to what you can answer, even as questions. There are certain questions that are sensitive. Do not answer them. Sir, I should think my principal will be in the best position to answer that. You've just told that person that maybe he didn't do, maybe he shouldn't have asked you that kind of question. Now you know what you are doing, even if he doesn't. Right, you just put that guest back in shape. By saying, sir, I do apologize. Sir, I do apologize. I think I will let my principal will be in the best position, to answer that question. Never get carried away. Did you hear that? Never get carried away. Never get. But what if your principal doesn't like to read? What do you do? Now, I told what we did, what you could do underscore man hunter, what you could do is this: make it easy for your principal. You can record this thing as an audio file. Make things easy for them. Yes, give them options. That's why you need to register for this course. You need to register for the making of a 7-star protocol officer. There are a lot of things, deep stuff that we talk about there. So you could make it an audio version of it, of the event brief. Yeah, as the person enters into the vehicle or enters into his hotel room, you've pre-recorded it already. You've set it in automatic play. It just plays. Then the man gets the information just like this. He just gets all the information without him picking the book, and he's reading. No, you can just do that. Right. But it's always good, that you also have what we call the event brief. Talk less, do not forget. Talk less, do not also forget that refer them, to the event brief. Do not forget also that you are supposed to give reports to your principal immediately, so that person has his questions answered. Okay. Now, I will say this is going to be the last one. Have you ever been in a situation where, because you were detailed to serve a particular principal, and your principal is calling you, and you don't answer your principal's call because you were having a conversation with his guests? Who has been in that kind of situation before? Did you get that? You detailed to a principal. Now, you are detailed to a guest. Let's use the word guest. You are detailed to a guest. Now, your principal gives you a call. Now, you hold the phone. You could see that, it's my principal, or it's my head of department, or it's my team lead. And you would not pick their calls because of what? You are with the principal, you are with the guests. That's also inappropriate. That's lack of etiquette. That's lack of etiquette. See, the person that sends you on errand must be held in with the highest esteem. No matter who the person you're standing with, if this person have not given you the opportunity, the privilege, to be detailed to this particular guest, you would never be standing there. So I would advise never be caught in the web where you're detailed, you're with a guest and your principal is calling you and you would not pick the call. It's a wrong etiquette. You've embraced what is wrong. You've embraced what is wrong. So what do we do when we fall ourselves into that kind of scenario? What do you do? Now the guest is talking to you. You say, sir, with a bow. Sir, with a bow. With all due respect, sir, my principal is calling. Or so person is calling. With all due respect, sir, my principal is calling. Right. And certain times also you need to be you need to be covert with information. Now, if you know, maybe your principal does not even want to know, does not want the guest to know that he's the one calling. So you could just say, sir, I apologize, sir. This call is priority. This call is it's important I pick this call. Sir, please kindly give me the privilege to quickly pick this call. If you don't want to disclose who is calling, because your principal is a priority. Never choose a guest over your principal. Can I say that again? Never choose a guest over your principal. It means that protocol or whoever that person is suffering from loyalty, he has deficiency of loyalty. Right. So it's important we all get that. So what model politeness? We model politeness in behavior. Fantastic. So what do? You talk to the person. Sir, I sincerely apologize, sir. I would need to quickly pick this call. Then you step aside. Do not say yes, which you let the guest know that that's the principal that is calling you. You must learn to protect the identity, of your principal. Any question before we go tonight? Never choose a guest over your principal. That's so important. Welcome, ma'am. Thank you for joining. Never choose the person that sent you on errand should be held in highest esteem. Fantastic. That's very true. I said that earlier. Now, do not forget all these. These are all etiquette. These are all etiquette. Now, do we have anybody that has PhD in etiquette? How do you know if what you are about to do is the right thing? Just always ask yourself a simple question. It's normal common sense. It's a common sense. Switch position. What do I say? Switch position. If you are the principal, would you allow someone underneath you to do this to you? Always switch. When you switch position, that would help you. Can I take a tip from the guests? Now, I'm going to answer that question. That will help you to take the right decision. Can I take a tip from the guest? Oh, let me tell you something. A tip is a no-no. You shouldn't take a tip from the guest. Yeah. It's one of the etiquette, where they're going and they will now be, no matter, even if it is pounds. Even if it is pounds sterling, right? Yeah. What's the highest money they want to give you? £100? So that's how you want to sell your birthright? You want to sell your esteem, your value just for £100, or even if it is 1 million naira. I've been privileged to go to a particular person. My principal sent me there, and this person, as I was leaving, gave me 1 million. He put money in the sack, and I don't even know how much it was until after I collected it. He gave me the money and said, "This is for you." I said, "Sir, is this for my principal or is this for my principal?" He said, "No, this is for you Ademola." And I'm like, so I wouldn't do that. Trust me, no matter the amount of money there, it requires discipline. Yeah. It requires a lot of discipline, and that's why as protocol officers, see, your time will come. What I say, never compare yourself with your principal. Oh, your principal flies business class, you are in economy. Yes, take it for that. That's the level you are at that time. Okay? Never fight position, with your principal. Never. So I did not collect the money, right? Until I told the man, I said, sir, I'm sorry, I would need you to call my principal I will not be the one to tell my principal because, of course, don't forget what I said about interest. You serve at the interest of your principal. You shouldn't have a personal interest of yourself. Yeah. So I wouldn't collect the money. So I said, sir, I apologize. You would need to contact my principal to tell my principal that you are giving me this money. After he calls me to give me an instruction, I would collect it. So guess what? I left that place without that money. And that particular day, guess what? It's not that I had all the monies in the world. Right. So I stepped out of this man's office. I was driving out of the compound when my principal called me and said, Demola, where are you? I said, I'm just driving out, sir. He said, okay, I lent this man. He said he gave you money, you didn't collect it. I said, yes, sir. He said, Demola, go back and don't worry, go and collect it. And that was it. When I served a particular government officer, about 10 years ago, I served in the government, and this particular person, a major person in his state, right? Everybody wants contract. Everybody wants to get to know you. You need to pass through me, some sort of. Right. So they'll bring money to me. Trust me, I don't collect those monies. I will tell them, please go and tell Alaji. Tell Alaji. If you don't tell Alaji, so all these people would bring the money and I would turn them down. That is how you earn the trust of your principal. Did you hear that? That is how you earn the trust of your principal. Okay, we need to go. This is telling me time up. So register for the making of a 7-star protocol officer. Get on our page. You get details about it. Don't forget, quickly register